How's it going? This is part three of my Australian songwriting composition. If you haven't seen the first two parts, do check them out. But a lot of progress since last time. I'm super relieved that I've actually finished the composition. And it is Sunday, the last day of the holidays. So, yeah, relieved that it's done. Time often slips away over the holidays. Different things just pop up, and I totally feel for you guys since that happens to you as well. Anyway, last time I left you guys with about two verses. And basically, I'll go through the process of what happened. So after the where we headed off last time, I had to do a few more brainstorming charts to really think through where the piece should go. I also rewrote the lyrics a couple of times. Every time you pen out the lyrics again, even if it's the first two verses, you can start refining it. So it's never a waste of effort to write the same lyrics twice. By hand, it's always worthwhile. In fact, that's why I prefer doing songwriting on pen and paper instead of on a Word doc or something, where often you're able to rewrite the whole thing and really soak in your composition more and reflect on it a bit more. So having said that, yeah, I did rewrite it a few times. You can see in this page here, after rewriting it and after finishing off all the lyrics, I was able to consider the meter of the rhyme, how many syllables are in each line, and how it fits in with a tune. So the process was after I wrote out all the lyrics, I started thinking about a tune, and then I started seeing if the tune fits with every verse. And you can see my sketch of the tune here, where I've just got kind of dots, a tune that popped up in my head. I tried it, and then I tried it with each verse, and adjusted the text so that the text fits with this verse. So after a few edits, I finally got my final copy, and then it's about thinking about how to convey the story. So my story is about, as you know, the eucalyptus tree and its journey in different seasons. Seeing the tourist in verse 1, and then seeing the summer sun, and seeing the fires and seeing the regeneration. And so I decided after the third verse, after this idea about fires coming through, ripping through everything, I wanted to put an excursion or an instrumental break or something where it just helps set a different mood. Also, I decided to add a refrain at the very, very end. This was inspired by Paddy McGue's The Snowman. He's actually the guy who really got me into Australian music, made it personal for me. And yeah, with basically what happened was I saw Paddy McGue live at a folk festival, the one down at Canberra over Easter a couple of years ago, and he was the person who really made Australian music real to me. To know that it's a real person composing about a real story that happened. He wrote a song called The Snowman, which is about the asbestos factory in Parramatta and how that killed a lot of people and all that. It told that story through songwriting, and I was inspired by that. And since then, I've been in love with Australian music and songwriting and storytelling. So, yeah, big story about that. But this piece is inspired by him, the form anyway, the structure, where at the very end I repeat the refrain lots and lots of times, and really the chorus doesn't come in till the very, very last verse to really drive it home, to give it more impact. Because I find with the normal pop song structure, lots of choruses makes it catchy, but sometimes the choruses actually interrupt the story flow. Yeah, I mean, even something like Waltzing Matilda, I've been analyzing that piece, and somehow the chorus is great and catchy, but it can interrupt the flow of the story. So often in folk songs, you might have, you know, a 3 or 4 verses before a refrain or a chorus kicks in. Anyway, so I decided to use that structure so that the story really develops. It hits like an excursion before we get the relief at the end about the rain coming down and regeneration, and the refrains about the regeneration, about how, yeah, nature is singing. So there's my song. Next post I will actually record a version of it, so that's going to be super exciting. But there we go, there's my completed composition, and I hope you enjoy it and hope you stick around for the performance that I will upload very shortly.